Hi everyone, I want to show you a problem which I solved using Java classes. Now, generally we don't use classes when writing a code for these kind of questions because it's not worth it. Besides, we normally can't submit more than one file. So whatever extra classes you write must be contained in the file that you submit, which is really not the Java way. Nevertheless, I think using a class is an easy way to simplify your code, and some of you may not know how to declare multiple classes in one file, so that's why I think this is a good question to discuss. By the way, I'm assuming that you know what Java classes are, but if somehow you don't, then just think about classes as a way to group variables together. You'll get what I mean by the end of this video. So let's look at the problem. As a friendly reminder, the link to the problem is in the video description, and you really should give this question a go before going through with the video, or at least think about how you would do it. I think that this question is simple enough to understand, so I'll try to explain it quickly, but the solution may not be immediately obvious, which is why it's a great practice if you try to work it out yourself first. So in this problem, you are given a list of Pokemons, and I'm going to say Pokemons instead of Pokenoms because as I was recording this video, I realized I just can't say Pokenoms. Anyway, you're a Pokemon trainer, and as everyone knows, each Pokemon has 3 stats: attack, defense, and health. And the list of Pokemons doesn't actually have the names of the Pokemons, just their stats. Your task is to select 3 Pokemons with the best attacks, select 3 Pokemons with the best defense, and select 3 Pokemons with the highest health. Now, does this mean you're going to get 9 Pokemons? No, because as the question explains, there is a possibility that you pick a Pokemon more than once. For example, if you have a Pokemon with the highest attack, highest defense, and highest health, then it'll get picked 3 times, right? So in this problem, you don't actually have to give the name of Pokemon because, well, you're not given any names. You just have to work out how many unique Pokemons you will have picked in the end. So let's get started. I already have some code written here. So n is the number of Pokemons you're going to get, and k is how many Pokemons you're going to pick from each category. And as I said before, I'm going to be using a class. So let's make a class Pokemon. Now in Java, you don't usually write more than one class in each file. And actually, if you try to declare 2 public classes in the same file, Java will complain saying that you can't do that. So if you do want to have multiple classes in one file, you have to get rid of the word public. So just class Pokemon will work. And this class Pokemon, what will I have? So each Pokemon is going to have attack, defense, and health. So let's have them here. Actually, just remember one thing. Okay. In the question, it was said that the attack, defense, and health are unsigned 32-bit integer, which means it's a number between 0 and 4 billion something. Now, in Java, integers go from -2 billion to 2 billion. So we will not be able to use an int, we have to use long. Well, I don't know how to use int with this question. Well, not easily. So if you do know how to use int easily in Java to give you unsigned 32-bit integer, let me know in the comments. But we have to use long because otherwise it won't fit the number of like 4 billion something. So my Pokemon class is going to have 3 attributes: attack, defense, and health. Let's just make a constructor to make life easier when we make a new Pokemon. So oops, long A, long D, long H, and this is just going to be like this. I got A, I got D, I got H, and we gotta think about where to put the Pokemons. I'm going to put it inside an array list because I want to sort it later. Okay, and now let's start reading it in. I'm going to read in 3 longs, and then I'll make a new Pokemon out of it. So new Pokemon in dot next long, in dot next long, in dot next long, and then I'm going to add that inside the array list. So r.add. Okay, that'll give us the list of Pokemons. Now let's start picking the Pokemons, and I'm going to make a set of Pokemons, because if I pick a Pokemon and put inside this set, I will discard any duplicates. Remember that you may pick the same Pokemon twice, so this will ensure that I only have unique Pokemons in the set. And let's pick the Pokemons with the highest attack first, which means I have to sort the array, well, array list, according to the Pokemon's attack. So I need to write r.sort. And okay, so if you want to sort something in descending order, which we did before, you will have to let me just write it first. You're gonna have to return y.a minus x.a. So remember, this works just like compare to works in Java. So the convention in Java is that if you have two objects, x and y, and you do x dot compare to y, if x is smaller, you should return -1. If x is bigger, you should return 1. But that is assuming you want to sort in ascending order, which means that the smaller ones will be on the left side first. We want to reverse that order. So we want to actually return 1 if x is smaller, and -1 if x is bigger. So that's what I'm doing here. Actually, you don't have to return 1 or -1, you just have to return a positive number or negative number. So what I have here, if y is actually bigger, I'm going to return a positive number. So that will sort the array list in descending order. The problem is Java doesn't like it. Why? Because Java requires an integer to be returned. So either a negative integer or positive integer or 0. But here what we have is a long, because y.a and x.a are both longs. You can't just convert the whole thing into an integer either. You can't just cast it. This would be wrong because you why would it be wrong? Let me think. If y.a is a number bigger than 2 billion something, the integer limit, then when you convert that into an int, it'll become negative, which means that, well, if x.a is positive, the whole thing will become negative, even if y.a is bigger than x.a. So that'll give you the wrong comparison. I guess you're going to need to know how integers are represented in binary in order to fully appreciate this. But for now, if you don't understand why you just can't convert to an int, I guess you just have to take my word for it. And we have to do this the old-fashioned way. So what do I mean with the old-fashioned way? I have to use an if statement. So you're gonna give me x and y, then I'll say if x.a is less than y.a, then I have to return is it 1 or -1? Should be 1. Because if x is smaller, then I want y to happen first. Okay. Otherwise, well, this looks ugly. Actually, what I'll do is I'm just going to use a ternary operator. So x.a is less than y.a. If it is, then I'm going to return 1. If it's not, I'm going to return -1. And we don't have to care about equality, I think. I think the question says that. I forgot to mention this. It is guaranteed that no two Pokemons have the same attack, same defense, or same health. So, yep. I don't have to care about equality. So, that should do it. Oh, I have to return. Okay. Okay, so I can write this in one line actually. Okay, great. I've sorted the Pokemons according to the attack value. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through the first K Pokemons on that list, on the array list, and move them to the set. So for in I equal to 0, I less than K, I plus plus. So how many Pokemons you want to pick? We're going to put them inside the set. So s dot add what is called r get I, and do the same for defense, do the same for health. So I'm just going to change the A to D. And to H. And that's it. Your set should now contain the Pokemons with the highest attack, defense, and health. So let's try to print it out. System.out.println. Can't type today. We just need to know the number of Pokemons in the set, right? So s.size. All right, let's give it a go. Get 2. So it looks fine. So I'm going to try submit this. And it got accepted. So that's it. I guess we talk about how to use classes to wrap variables in one place, which is useful for this. And this is another custom sorting, I guess. You sort the same array list 3 times using different criteria. And also we talk about how Java isn't that great sometimes because it doesn't have unsigned int. Anyway, that's it for me today. Thank you for watching.